would like to introduce Ambeent. So we started Ambeent to solve the unlicensed spectrum problem. We know that Wi-Fi is an unlicensed spectrum and it works for connectivity, but there's a huge waste in the system. Regardless of how much you pay for the fiber or high-end router, your neighbor literally interfere you. So it's like you want to go with the Ferrari, but there is a old moving car in the intersection. You have to wait, and that results in a poorer customer experience. And we tackled this problem from the beginning, and the groundwork started in Berkeley, and we started with a seed funding in late 2016. Today, we have three ISPs. Our systems are in use, and we will feature TürkNet today. And we are recognized by the industry, and we are listed as the top 5 startup in Telecom Council, Mobile World Congress, Wireless Broadband Alliance. We couldn't get the top award yet, but we got into European Commission's EIC Accelerator Program, which is the prestigious and hard to get accelerator of Europe that allowed us to get acknowledged by our technology in European operators. Today we focus ISP, but you will see that the same platform is can be in use for enterprises that we are testing with pilots today, hotels, educational venues, large venues like shopping malls, OTT customers or work from home enterprises can use this system to monitor and optimize their Wi-Fi performance. And the same platform can be used for CBRS and 5G because we have the device side and the cloud side, and they can bring this 5G private with Wi-Fi 6E using our spectrum engine, optimization engine, classification engine, and recommendation engine. We partially overlap with some of the industry categories, especially with managed Wi-Fi, AI ops, digital experience management, network diagnostic and performance management, and inter-service provider orchestration and customer service. And we have partial overlaps, and you will see why we overlap with these categories. So far, we have more than 30 team members, mainly engineering team, and span over 3 countries. And that is supported by a sales team covering major ISPs worldwide. So our platform from the beginning is device-centric, and we position because we want to achieve zero integration, which means that our time to market is less than a month, and our competitors' time to market is at least 2 to 3 years. And we leverage the mobile phones, which is around at least $500 phones as compared to the SCP, which is around $50 to $20. So it has more capability and it better represents the user. So we want to capture the user experience and we want to optimize the user experience. We don't want to optimize the network. We want to first optimize the user experience. That's why we started from the device-centric perspective. And we do 3 things: diagnostic and monitoring. We do optimization of the spectrum. So our platform is spectrum first, spectrum. And we also have prediction, like a forecasting mechanism. You will see that machine learning and artificial intelligence is built in every part of our technology. The monitoring and prediction, and I will also try to give a few points about our optimization mechanism. Unlike the other optimization mechanisms in the industry, which are distributed, our optimization is a centralized and collaborative optimization, which means that we have an optimization engine in the cloud, and mobile apps ask what's the best channel for that access point, and we solve that problem. So we have a relation of access point to access point relation, access point to device relation, and we solve a huge optimization problem, and we speed it up with an AI techniques, and we can tell within a minute which access point should operate in which channel. So this is a centralized mechanism. This is not a rocket science, but this is applicable in mobile generations from the beginning. And we built the same thing for unlicensed spectrum. So this engine can be used by any AP vendor or any ISP. This is service provider agnostic. And for instance, in a neighborhood, So two of them could be TürkNet customer, and the other two neighbors could be our other customers. But we optimize all of them at the same time. So it's a win-win situation, and that makes the system stable. Otherwise, we uh, we have to work with the distributed mechanism that hops whenever they find the empty channel, but one of them hops, making hopping the other access points in the neighborhood, and it becomes a mess. So with this centralized and collaborative mechanism, we want to remove the waste in the Wi-Fi. So there's a huge waste, and from the beginning, we started our startup with a spectrum first mentality. So this makes separation of the channels as much as possible. And the next step will be when we have widely available technology, what we are going to do is, that's our in the vision, if Netflix is on and my neighbors are not in the Netflix, I will get a free channel, interference free channel, and the rest of the channels will be distributed to my neighbors. Maybe Netflix will sell it with a premium price, and that price will be shared by us, my neighbors, and the ISP. So that's what we call application-aware channel allocation. And for Wi-Fi to become successfully operational in the future, we need such a scheme, because number of connected devices in the Wi-Fi is increasing exponentially, but available spectrum is not increasing. So every 10 years we ask for more spectrum, and we could only double the spectrum, but we have more than 25 connected devices as of now. And so far, our results are very promising. We reach more than 80% success rate, and average performance increases as more than 156%. So if we change the channel, we make a lot of difference. So this tool, as Mr. Turgay mentioned, can be used by many departments in an ISP. Consumer experience management can use it to reduce the call center cost, reduce the churn. Call center agents use it to reduce the length of the conversation with the customer. Network department can predict their future OPEX and CAPEX spending. They can understand what their Wi-Fi network looks like. They can optimize with the existing software and firmware. If it is not enough, they look for better hardware. They look for better firmware. Digital departments can make it available in their apps. For instance, as you see, last year there were 50,000 downloads. Now it exceeds 240,000 downloads. So people engage with the mobile application more if they feed the Wi-Fi quality or Wi-Fi condition to the user. So it's more like a self-healing, self-service mechanism. Of course, mobile departments can use it if they want to do voice over Wi-Fi. And this dashboard can be available to the ISP's enterprise customers as well. If they have a hospital chain, if they have a hotel chain, they can make a dashboard for their own use, for their own access point. That's all configurable. And they can make value-added services on top of their connectivity services. And these are all about what I'm going to talk today. And on our roadmap, we built a spectrum orchestration platform as of now, and Wi-Fi console and field console are in use. And we have additional features like hotel that we do room by room Wi-Fi quality. So we are saying that when you want to check in the hotel, people are starting to ask whether it has Wi-Fi quality, if there's a Wi-Fi quality, if there's a superior Wi-Fi quality or not, like a Wi-Fi view room. So we have that technology available right now in our console. And the same way for enterprises, IT departments are extended towards homes, and they can monitor the connectivity of their remote users with the same tool. And the similar way, like streaming services can utilize this tool because the Wi-Fi is unknown to them. And unlike ISPs, if there is a lagging in the video, it's a streaming service problem. They forgot the ISP in that perspective. Same platform, we want to open up as a platform as a service to 5G licensed platforms, because we have a client and the cloud native platform, and our engines can be used by other service providers or other vendors. especially for 6 GHz where Wi-Fi and 5G are together. And similarly, our spectrum algorithms can be available for CBRS deployments too. So we have a growing and promising roadmap, and our focus is always spectrum first, and we want to solve the spectrum problem. Thank you very much. So maybe